Yo, I'm Giga, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour of my 100 Days of Sketching sketchbook. If you don't know what 100 Days of Sketching is, it's an art challenge created by fellow art YouTuber Kesh, and the purpose of it is to help you create the routine of creating something every day. It gives you 100 prompts. You have to draw something for at least 6 minutes, and then if you feel like it, you can expand on it and create something bigger, but you only have to draw 6 minutes a day. And that's what I did. So let's get started on the tour. Let's move to the top down and ta-da! We can start by the cover. So this is the logo of the challenge. And I'm gonna be covering the left side of the page because I didn't want to draw on with my hand over the spire, and so when I got to the 50 I turned the sketchbook around, and so I don't want you to be seeing half of the drawings upside down while I'm showing you this ones. But yeah, I started in the beginning by just doing inking and pencil drawings, and the first word was rise, and we did a strawberry cake. Second word was kid, so I drew this worried looking kid. I don't know why he was worried, maybe he's seeing some dragon. The third prompt was legend, so I drew this totem pole that maybe is connected to some tribe's legend. And as I was saying, in the beginning I'm mostly doing pencil drawings and ink. Here the word was town. I don't know if you can see, but this is a sketch of a street of Valencia in Spain. I can show you the reference pic. Then the word was food cart, and so I drew a chestnut roasting food cart. Here in Portugal, where I live and where I'm from, in this time of October, November, people start selling roasted chestnuts on the street, and oh, it's so good. Then we keep going, and the word was orky. I read it as orky, and so I drew this badass orc, buff and muscly, with ink and pencil again. And halfway through the sketchbook, I'm gonna buy watercolors, and I'm gonna start adding color to things. Then here the word was wise brains, and so I drew this face with the brain out, inspired by another artist YouTuber called Slew. So go check him out. I'll put everything that I mentioned in the description. Here the word was sandwich, and I just inked. This is my favorite sandwich in the world. If you ever go to San Francisco, which is where I used to live and work, you should go. You have to go to this place called Devil's Teeth Bakery, close to the beach. And they do these breakfast sandwiches. They're a little expensive, but they're so good. Then I drew this pencil king, a little epi king. It has a little pin for a cane, and it just looks like a nice king. Then the word was tabletop, so I drew this knife just stabbed in a tabletop, like you see in the, I don't know where, in the movies maybe. Whoop. Then the word was wafers, so I drew some wafers. I took some of these prompts very literally, and then some others I took very abstractly, and I just took some road that my brain followed for some reason. I don't know what this sentence is, but I just went somewhere that has nothing to do with the word, but it made some sense in my head, which is what matters. In this case it was Andyman, so very literally I drew an Andyman. Then the word was stew pot, and so we got somebody making dinner. A little stew, a little wooden spoon. Boop. Then the word was fish king, and so I drew this fisherman just looking out into the sea with his nice, awesome beard and mustache, which I'm a fan. Here I got some things confused. The word was marquee, and for some reason I drew the next word in this page, which was adventure. So you have the little knight with a sword. And then the next word, which was adventure, I drew the marquee, and I drew a portrait of Mac DeMarco. I don't know if you know them. Whoop! And here we start getting color. Yeah. Here is relic, So I drew this skull. It could be like a relic from like Indiana Jones or something. I think I added the color after the fact. Like I finished the skull and then I came back a few days later and I added the yellow. Here was Monkey King. So I thought of the monkey from Jungle Book. I don't remember what the monkey was called. Here the word was docks, and I just drew this picture I took of the docks in San Francisco with a little seagull just looking back. Boop. And this was the first time I got the watercolors. I bought this set of watercolors, whoop, like in the supermarket, super cheap set of watercolors. I'd never used watercolors before. And I decided, oh, let's try it out and just add a little pop of color into the sketches I'm doing every day. And so this was the first time I used it, and I drew this portrait. Boop. And this one, very relatable to everybody's 2020. The word was outbreak, and we're all dealing with an outbreak today. And so we got this guy very worried and surprised because somebody sneezed in the back. Now the word was movie time, and so we got somebody turning on the TV to go watch Netflix or something. Boop. Here the word was mill, and so I drew this windmill on the little like fantastical floating island with a little waterfall, a little town, a little volcano in the back. I really like this one. Boop. And again, what I was saying of like some things I take very literally and the other ones not as much. Here the word was bullseye, and so I drew a bull's eye. Boop. And here the word was dark Prince, and so I tried to do a portrait of Prince, but it was not my day. And so we got here Prince. He doesn't look very good. So let's move on. Here we got money, and so I drew this guy, which I don't remember what it's called in English. Something McScrudge, Duck McScrooge, something like that. In Portugal, he's called Tu Patinhas. Yeah, and he's always diving into his piles of money, which must hurt like hell. This is another one of my abstract ones. The word was street, and so my brain went to the band The Streets, and they have a song called Dry Your Eyes. Dry your eyes, eh? And so I drew this girl just drying her eyes. I like her. The next word was train, and so I drew this train with a little, very literal again. Boop. And then the word was Speedy, and I don't know if you know who this guy is, but it's Speedy Gonzalez, which I used to watch as a kid. It's the fastest mouse. Very cute, a little blue and red pencil. Then the word was beardish, and I drew this badass guy with a nice beard that I would like to have. I have a nice mustache, but I can't grow a beard. And then the word was cloud, because I'm a really big Final Fantasy fan, some of my favorite games. And I drew Cloud from Final Fantasy with a little sword. Not little, with this big sword. Then the word was dodo, and I drew this little dodo meditating on why did he get extinct. Boop. The next word was carnival, and so I went with the Venice Carnival, and I drew this cool looking mask. They wear a bunch of masks in the carnival in Venice, which I've never been, but I would like to see it, and if you haven't seen it, this is a little bit of it. Boop. The next word was spoink, which I don't know what it is, but I took it as a space oink. And so we got a little space pig. Also looks a little worried, probably because he's just floating aimlessly in the sky. So I would be worried as well. Boop. The next one was creepy crawlies, and so we got this nice looking spider. She looks nice. I don't know why she's creepy. And then you've probably seen this one, probably, I don't know, but you might have seen this one before. I did it on a different video when I was doing my artist vlog of what I do in a day. It was this day, and the word was radio, and I drew more of a radioactive theme of a little mouse maybe becoming a new superhero. Then the word was bulky cow, and so I very literally drew a cow that's very bulky. It's clearly been going to the gym. And then some waffles, which I wish I had now for dessert. A little waffle with some honey or syrup coming down, a little butter. Oh, that looks good. The next word was book rodents, and very literally again, I had a little rodent just reading a book. He's a very smart dude. This one was crown. This is one of my favorite pages actually, I think. We got a little boy being crowned king. Little hand lowering the crowns. I like the little colors of the crown. Boop. Then you have a little brick house with a little hint of color to just insinuate the bricks. Boop. And again, with the Square Enix, it's not Final Fantasy, but Kingdom Hearts. Such a good game. So we got a little Sora. Boop. I don't know what I'm doing, boop. Here the word was wood, and I drew this tree just hanging on for dear life on the side of a cliff with the mountains in the back, just pencil. Here the word was camper, and I really like camping and backpacking, and so I just drew somebody going backpacking. Again, a little literally, the word was cybermonk, and I drew a cybermonk. I drew a monk. That's also a robot. I like how the little folds came out in the fabric. Here the word was coconut, and so I drew Coco from the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I think that's what it's called. I always misname it, and I switched the words around. But Coco was the best. Little Coco! Then the word was foot, and so I drew a couple ballerina feet doing point. Whoop. Here the word was typo, and I didn't write any typos because it's my alias, but I thought I would play around with some calligraphy and a different font. Yep. And here we are at the number 49. The word was staff. I just thought of drawing a little homage to the medical staff that's just dealing with this whole pandemic. We're coming on number 50. I'm gonna leave this video at the 50 because it's getting a little too long. The word 50 was journal, and I drew this little girl just journaling. Again, just pencil and ink. And we're gonna stop here for now. This video is already long enough. There's still another 50 sketches to go through, and so we'll do it in a part 2 next week. Or maybe check it out, because it might be out by the time you're seeing this. But there'll be a link in the description or in the little card up here. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment in the bottom which of the 50 sketches I showed you today was your favorite, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on new videos. But yeah, see you later. Bye!